Wait, I can see him, but he's still there. There. He's still there. Just, I hope he finds something to eat. Because he's been there for a while now, and I'm not sure if he's hungry or he's just exploring. I wish sometimes that ducks can speak. But you cannot see. There's some movements of the white birds there. And there's a mountain over there. Look at that. Look at that. The majesties of the mountain. Yeah, I feel like this place, out of all the places I have been in, I feel like this place is the sweet spot between the nature and man's imagination. It feels like both of these elements are weaving together very harmoniously, and none of them is trying to dominate the other. It feels so harmonious to be here, or to be somehow a little pebble in this environment. Another place comes into my mind, and it's Lofoten in Norway. But I guess the only reason why I didn't say that it is also somehow very harmonious in how it feels to be there is that is because we know for a fact, yeah, that the sun there so you can see it's very drastic. That's maybe the reason why, even though it feels very, again, it is very beautiful there, but then there is the very drastic change here. I guess this does not experience that much lengthy disappearance of the sun, because it's not very north. And also spring returns much sooner in here. Oh, he has a friend. He has a friend. Are they friends? Or do they just happen to find each other in the close proximity of the life? I hope they're friends though. But yeah, yesterday while I was in Bern, I was so amazed, I guess. I was so amazed, and I felt very refreshed when I saw how life seems to bloom on people's faces. Have you noticed that sometimes you don't really notice that one of your very significant needs are not met until it has been met for the first time. That's how I felt when I was in Bern. I felt like there is this need that got met for the first time. There is this longing that got quenched for the first time. And it is that the life that is blooming on everyone's faces and on the environment. People are just, the city is so much hospitable for the human life. There is a spot to just sit. For example, I recall seeing this, because for example, this is the main street. Yeah, this is the main street, and then you have some little set of stairs, and this will lead you to where the shops are, and it's beneath those buildings. So you have at least 3 steps of concrete, and then this concrete, it's not just a stairway, there's also an extension of it. This is the hole. Oh, is it called hole? Or the concrete pillar. Is it called pillar? Yeah, the pillar that holds the buildings together. So this is the pathway where the humans can walk to go to the shops, and the stairs extend up to here. Even if this is a dead end, it's a wall, there's some portion of the stairs that extends up to here, and the humans can just sit there and eat or have a gelato or some cheap dinner that they got from the supermarket, or because food is very expensive, dining in the restaurants, it's very expensive. So I see a lot of people doing this. They buy something, bread maybe, and they eat on those little extension of the concrete stairs. What is that? What is that? It looks like a jet plane. Today, so I'm not sure what's up. I'm not sure what's up. It's like those very pointy jets that if the world is not working properly, it could drop some bombs or something. But yeah, the people can just sit on there, and there's a lot of people doing that. Also, there's a lot of benches scattered. And people are just, some people are writing, some people are speaking with their friends, some people are just eating, some people are trying to domesticate their children. You can see this, and it's so even if you're not interacting with anyone there, it's just so fulfilling to witness this all unfolding. And also, another thing I would like to mention is that it's impossible for you to exist in that environment and not have a single reaction. I remember, because there is also this little alleyways that leads to somewhere when you go up where on the shops, where the shops are. And there's this one lady, I saw her, she's coming from one of these alleyways, and I happened to be in the attempts of going to the other side of the, proceeding further down my, so She's this, I'm this. And I saw her, so I stopped and let, she can go and I'll go after her. But then we made eye contact and she smiled at me and signaled that I can go first. So I smiled at her and then I went. And you can see the face. It's just so... And another one, I was walking again, same area of where the shops are. There's this lady who was working at a restaurant. And I was just walking and there happens to be some kind of what felt like a strip of sandpaper that got stuck on my throat. So I'm like, she must have thought that I sneezed or something. So she said, Gesundheit. And my brain stopped for a bit and I looked at her. And we just laughed at each other. And then I responded with Dankeschön. And I'm not sure if that's even correct to respond with Gesundheit. Or if it's right to respond at all when someone says you that. Or you just smile or something. I don't know. But I responded to her. And there's just this, I don't know, it feels like if you're existing in this kind of environment, it's less easier for you to be seduced by death. Because you have this sort of little interactions that reminds you that you're not alone in this. There are people who cares. You may not know your name, you may not know their name, and they may not know your name, but there are people who cares, and you're somehow connected in this invisible web of being human. So it's not easy for you to fall off in the void, I guess. That's how I felt, at least to me. That's how it feels to me, at least.